And welcome back to Dividend Mondays. Each and every Monday, I will do a video related to dividend stocks. In today's video, I'm going to go over a high yield dividend tech stock, going over my 10-point dividend system, which it gives me a kind of outlook if I'm going to do more research on this company or is this a company I should even consider buying. So there's 10 points I go over when kind of deciding to buy a dividend stock. In today's video, it is all about International Business Machines, ticker IBM. Now, if you're not familiar with IBM, it's been around for a long time. It's in the tech space. Obviously, when people think of tech, that's not the first name that comes to mind, even though it's the basically like a classic. But most people think about the Apples, the Googles, and so forth. This company, the company operates through four business segments, specifically software, consulting, infrastructure, and financing. Speaking of financing, just like we have our individual credit, one thing I like to look at is a business credit. Now, not every business has a credit rating, but in this particular case, IBM does. And what I'm looking for is a B or higher. IBM has a A3, which is really good. In addition, I love dividends, dividend stocks. So I'm looking typically for a dividend yield of 3% or higher. This definitely has that check mark, especially since the market is going a little crazy right now. So you can definitely find some good deals out there. So this one has a 5.29% dividend yield. So definitely get high marks when it comes to its dividend yield. Next up, we're going to look at the dividend payout. Typically 60% or lower is where I like to look at. You look at the trailing 12 months is at 125%, which is super high. But if you look at the forward, looking forward, you're at 62%. So slightly above the 60% moving forward when you look at their dividend yield in the future. So definitely a positive outlook there. And I like to see the 3 years dividend growth rate. Typically, I like to see my dividend grow year over year. If you look at it, IBM, they average about 1.79%, which is on the low end. Typically like to look at 5% or higher. But at least it's still giving out a dividend and it's still growing its dividend somewhat. Next up, I like to look at the forward PE. It's about 12, which is not too bad. Next up, I like to look at the shares outstanding. Typically, I want to see a decrease or a flat. Like I don't want to see a increase in the number of shares that's issued. Here, IBM has issued more shares, so you're losing value in the company if you own this particular company at the moment. Next up, let's take a look at the return on equity. Anything for the trailing 12 months, 12% to 15% above that is good. Here we're looking at 23%, which I give it a positive there. And it's all about the revenue. You want to see some revenue growth. You want to make sure that you're investing in a company that's growing, not dying. IBM revenue for the quarter ending in December 31st, 2021 was about a 18% decline year over year, which is not great. You want to see the revenue increase over time. Here you have almost a 20% dip year over year. In addition, for me, I like to look at an entry price at a 10% discount from the 52-week high or more. Its 52-week high was $146.12, which a 10% discount would have been $131.50. So it's definitely trading below a 10% discount. So you are getting a bit of value going into the stock, um, which is currently valued at about $124. So that's some good, some decent, a decent discount at the moment. In addition to that, this is just something kind of like an anecdotal thing I like to look at. It's not like hard science, but just basically I like to look at a 5 year chart. I want to see some growth or at least being flat when it comes to the particular stock. If I would have bought this company in 2017, I want to know that my money was the same and I got a dividend from it or it went up. In this case, if you would have bought this stock 5 years ago, you actually would have lost some money, about 30%. So that is a negative there. For going back to the 10-point system, it gets a plus for credit, a plus for the dividend yield, a negative for the dividend payout. I give it an equal because if you look at the future statement, a negative for dividend growth, okay for PE. Stock buybacks is a negative because you're definitely not buying any stocks back. Return on equity, I give it a positive. Revenue growth for IBM is a negative, and it's trading below 10% from its high, so it has a positive there, and a negative for the 5 year chart. So overall, those are the things that I look for to kind of give me an idea if this is a company I want to invest in. I used to own IBM last year. I sold it and moved my money into Intel, but I am going to keep a lookout for IBM to kind of see if this is a company I want to invest in the future because it does offer such a great dividend yield. So I'm very attracted to that dividend yield at 5%. I love dividends, dividend paying companies. For right now, it is a watch. I will not be buying back into IBM in a moment, but it is going to be on my watch list. I'm definitely curious to see, are they going to be able to turn around their business model, and hopefully they do great things in the future. But for right now, it's just more so a watch for now. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you actually own this company? Do you love this company? These are just my personal opinions. I'm not a financial advisor. Any investment may involve risk, so it's always important to consult a professional. This is just YouTube, everybody. So always do your homework when it comes to investing. Well, that's pretty much it for now. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. We're really trying to get to that thousand sub mark. We're almost there. If you love dividend stocks, I talk about dividends. If you love ETFs and index funds, I talk about that once a week as well. And then once a week, I kind of like freestyle and just talk about either growth stocks, crypto, investments in general, or just more dividend information. So you get the whole gamut here. But check out the links below to really help out the channel. Until next time, everybody, have a good one. I'm out.